In this part of the lecture, we will see the evolution of fiber optic system first. The history began with the German scientist H. Lame, who demonstrated the transmission of images through a single glass fiber during the period between 1910 and 1930. Then in 1915, A.C.S. Van Head of Holland, Hopkins and Capani of England have experimented the light transmission through fiber bundles. Of course, this study led to the development of flexible fibroscope, which is extensively used in the present medical field. Then in 1956, Towns and Scallon wrote a paper on how to use stimulated emission for amplifying light waves, that is lasers, as well as microwaves, that's masers. Then the invention of laser in 1960, of course, triggered extensively the activities of fiber optic communication system. Then in 1967, Casey Cow and Bochum of Standard Telecommunication Lab of England proposed a new way of communication using cladded fiber cables. Then in 1970, Heck and Mauser of Corning Glass Works in New York developed a fiber with a loss of less than 20 decibels per kilometer. Recently, Bell Laboratories have demonstrated the ability of fibers to transmit 1 billion bits per second through optical fiber cable of length 6,000 miles without using a generator. So that's how we have emerged into the present optical fiber system. In this part of the lecture, we are going to discuss the basic structure of an optical fiber. An optical fiber is a very thin, flexible medium of dielectric material, which is basically a non-conductor of size equivalent to human hair. Having a cylindrical shape, it has three sections, namely the core, cladding, and the jacket. The thickness of the core is about 50 microns. The core is a glass or a plastic fiber which is made up of silica, and it is the innermost section of the fiber. It has the remarkable property of transmitting the light through it. The core is surrounded by a cylindrical shell of glass or plastic of lower refractive index compared to the core, and this shell is called as the cladding. The cladding can keep the light waves within the core by the principle of total internal reflection, and it also supports the optical fiber and reduces the radiation loss into the surrounding air. The outer section, namely the jacket, is provided for protection against moisture, abrasion, crushing, and other environmental problems. In the next section of this lecture, we will discuss the principle behind the transmission of light through the optical fiber, that is total internal reflection.